Be happy Sunday, lovely people. I'm Jaden Cornelius, your host for the next 40 or so minutes. I've got a wonderful show in store for you today. I'm going to the United Kingdom to meet singer, songwriter, musician, and part of band Stray Sunshne, the amazing and the handsome Tom. You're going to love him, but I think we should watch one of his videos before we take this interview any further. This is called Your Flow. This is Stray Sunshne. Enjoy. Awesome. Let's go and meet this week's incredibly special guest, the amazing Tom of Stray Sunshne. Tom from Stray Sunshne. How are you doing, Governor?
I'm all good, mate. How are you?
It's bloody wonderful to see you. Everything good in good old Blighty?
Yeah, it's not too bad. We've had a bit of a heat wave at the minute, so everything's good and sunny as well. But you can tell with my skin that I'm always on the edge with it. But yeah, I'm on the right side of the edge at the minute.
Are you like heading straight for the nearest park, beach, or chill out area to get the sun, or are you like, I'm staying away from this, a bit too hot for me?
Because we don't see that much of it. As soon as it's out, I'm desperate to get in it, and after about like 12 seconds, I'm like, bad idea, yeah. And the thing is, I'm a massive sweater as well. So even before like my skin goes red, I'm just soaking. So it's just not a good look all around. It's not a good look.
Yeah, I live in Mexico, and I get out the shower, and I'm sitting on bed thinking, I swear I dried myself like 3 times. Like I've not even got dressed yet, and I'm as wet as I was getting out the bloody shower. Yeah. It's not, but that's why at the ages of 73 and 64, we look so amazing, because our skin is constantly hydrated.
Up there for our Williams, aren't
we? I think we're doing good, mate. So tell me, how did it all start for Baby Tom? What was the first experience of music? Like, who was you listening to? How did it all start?
Good question. I think the first experience I had of music was my parents. They used to listen to a lot of blues and things like that. So I could go in the kitchen when they were washing up and there'd always be like something like that on the radio. But I remember hearing Hello Goodbye by the Beatles. That was on the radio one time when I walked in, and I just thought it sounded great, and it was stuck in my head for days. And but this was in like the early 90s, so I had no access to YouTube or anything like that. So I just had this song in my head for ages. And then like when I was a bit older, I was like, that's the song from my childhood. That's
Oh,
the
wow,
song.
man.
And obviously being from Manchester, everything was Oasis, like mid-90s and things like that.
Yes, of course.
Couldn't get away from them.
Being
I
a
remember
London
listening.
boy, I should really have gone with the whole Blur thing, but I still preferred Oasis in that kind of,
That's how good Oasis were, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But funnily enough, the older I've got, the more I've appreciated Blur. Like, I always think now, if you put the top 5 Oasis songs next to the top 5 Blur songs, there's not a lot between them. I think the only difference is Oasis is like their next tier down of songs are a lot better. But like, yeah, both great bands. But I was really, really into Oasis, and I remember I used to like look out my window, hoping that one of the Gallaghers had walked past and stuff. I didn't know they'd moved to London by then or anything like that. But it's quite sad, really. But
no, it's not, man. It's completely normal. Absolutely. So was that? So did you at this point discover? Was this just a love for music and being a listener, or did you think, right, I want to play the guitar and put my microphone too high and sing like this with my hands up? How did it start for you?
I wanted to strain my vocal cords.
Today is gonna be the day. I still do that now in my shows. That's really
got it, haven't you? But no, I think at that age I was just fascinated by it, like by sounds, by like melodies, harmonies. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to make them. I didn't know what instrument did what. And another sad thing is when I used to hear songs on the radio, I used to think that was the band playing live. So they'd go to the radio station at a certain time to play the song. So I didn't really have a lot figured out with any of it, to be honest.
Mate, I'm going to admit something now. There were a couple of times as a kid that I used to look behind the TV to see if I can actually see it. So already you're like 3 stage up mental health for me. So we're good.
That comforts me a lot, mate. Thank you.
Pleasure.
I'll probably say I got to about 7 or 8, and then I wanted to start playing an instrument. My mum and dad got me a keyboard, so I started having piano lessons, and I think it's a great instrument to start with, because with guitar, obviously, you need a level of technique already to be able to fret notes. At least with a keyboard, it was just like you just smack anything and then you'd get something out of it. So like, it really helped like with learning like tones and like chords and triads and things like that. And so I got really into that. And I think that really helped loads.
So that was the start of it. So 8 or 9 years old, so still bloody young then.
Yeah. I think it was good. It was good to learn at that age though. Like it was, I don't know, it was just a bit different, something fun to do. And I got really into all like different sounds and stuff. It was only like a little Yamaha, so like the sounds were very basic. But just got really into it. And then from that, you'd listen to songs on the radio and you'd hear like strings or trumpets, and like you'd be able to identify and like pick out melodies and things like that. And so it was really good to get stuck into.
So was that something? I mean, was you at this particular age thinking, I'm gonna be a rock star when I grow up, or was it just something you'd like to do? I mean, like, what was that? Now we're going into like teenage Tom. Now, how did your music start forming? When obviously you had a good foundation of music now with piano and stuff. How did it go from I like tinkling around on the piano and to I'm going to be a rock star?
To be honest, I had a massive hiatus, and I didn't realize it. But like, I stopped playing music when I was about 11.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to it for a few years, and I think it's probably like at that age you just hang around with your mates and like you play football and stuff like that. And then I remembered I had a TV in my bedroom, and you'd only have like this standard 5 channels, and all of a sudden I had this channel 6, and this channel 6 was Channel Manchester. When I put that on late at night, they'd play music videos. And I remember they play like local Manchester bands. There's a band called Twisted Wheel that were on there, stuff like that. But then they'd play other stuff. So I remember hearing things like Hindu Times by Oasis and Mr. Writer by the Stereophonics and things like that. And like I just really got that love back for music, I think. It was on late at night, so it was like I should have been in bed for school the next day, but I just like I plugged my headphones into the TV and I'd be listening to like these songs, and I was like really starting to get into it again. And I just carried on listening for a few years. I had no interest in playing again, to be honest. And then when I got to about 17, 18, I bought a guitar, and then I just started noodling, and I was just noodling for years. And I didn't really have any ideas. I was just like playing other band songs, covers, stuff like that. And then Yeah, I didn't really have any aspects of writing, and it was something that probably just kind of come like once I'd been like I'd mastered like learning other songs. It got a bit boring. Do you know what I mean? Just like playing the same chords, and it was like I wanted to push myself to. So I started just like coming up with my own like melodies, my own chords, and things like that. And then yeah, and then I was like probably in my early 20s, and I was like, you're actually in the real world, then, aren't you? And then like it's like when you're hearing all songs about like work and society, like you're in the thick of it, then, aren't you? So like those songs really do resonate with you, and it's like you've got your own things to say, you've got your own observations, and then
Absolutely.
yeah. So I just started writing from there, really. And,
So in your early 20s, that's when you started the actual writing. And was that because you felt you had something to say? You know, that you wanted to kind of be able to express yourself through music, or was it just because you just enjoyed putting your thoughts down on paper and creating music?
yeah, I found it really therapeutic, to be honest. And yeah, like whatever's going on, whatever was thinking or feeling, you can just get it out there. And even if it's a dreadful song, or even if it's a like dodgy melody or something, like once if it's out there and you're creating something, and like from there, like I started learning like to layer it, like to add other instruments with it, to make the song a bit better. So it's not just about the lyrics of what you're saying; it's about the music as well. And so everything kind of developed together. It wasn't like I grew up like a poet and then discovered music or anything. It was all kind of at the same time.
And did that happen like as a, you know, was this like, I want to take this further, I want to get into this, maybe make this a career, maybe, you know, or was it just like something that you did, but you really wanted to be a banker or something? I mean, like,
no, it took over me. Like,
really?
as soon as I started like writing and like getting into creating, like it just becomes an obsession. That because that's you, isn't it? And like you find yourself through that. So like I'd find myself, like I'd be working, like, and all day I'd have like a melody or a line in my head. I'd be like writing it down on paper and like keeping it in my pocket, and be like, I just need to get home and do something with this.
Really?
And yeah, and I always from that point I wanted to do something, but I didn't know how to, didn't know what to do or anything like that. So it took a long time to kind of like find my way with all that. But I've always been creative with it.
And when did when was the song or the incident or the, you know, that kind of thought, right, this is it now. I'm gonna be Tom the artist, and I'm gonna make records, and do you produce your own stuff as well?
Yeah, so I produce it, and then I send it off to another producer to kind of like
master it, kind of thing.
Yeah, and like to give it like some little touches. Like I'm quite limited with production. I can get like levels right and like all right with panning and stuff, but obviously, you know, when someone has that touch where they can just like take it to another level. So
I can't even get to the first level, mate. I'm very but was it just something that was still a hobby, or was this like, shit, I'm actually writing some good stuff now and I would like to take this more seriously?
It probably got to a point where I was writing, like I wrote probably like 3 good songs in a row, and like I put them online, and like some people say like it's actually like not bad, because obviously whatever you write you'll think sounds good, won't you? Do you know what I mean? It's like everyone in the band always says, oh, my band's this, and like, but it's only when other people say, oh, like that's actually like pretty good, and like some people were saying like it's good, or you need to add this to it, or do you know what I mean? So I was still learning at the same time as well. And I started playing in a few bands, and I took a couple of songs to a band and we started playing them. So I thought they stand up with the other stuff that's happening. So I thought, like, I can do this. I can like, yeah, I can just keep focusing on it and keep doing it. But I was just doing it on the side, I suppose. But I was still doing it, still like putting it all out there and creating. But it was just, I didn't really have anywhere to go.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Did you start as a solo artist, or did you, like you said, you were playing for other bands? Was you in a band and writing, or was it literally, was it for Tom? Was it for you to kind of do your thing on your own, or was it to be the lead singer of a band, or was it just to be like a guitarist in a band? I mean, how did you see your life kind of forming musically at that point?
At that point, I was writing for myself, really. And when I'd write, I'd never think, oh, this could go with the band, or this could go with a band. I was just like writing and doing my thing. And I always kind of pictured myself fronting a band doing it.
Sweet.
But I was, obviously, at that time, I didn't really know how to get there, but I was playing in other bands. So I was kind of like learning the ropes, learning how to like get songs out there, how to meet people, how to speak to the right people, like just all that. So I was kind of like learning it through another band while I was playing bass in that band. I was like, and I absolutely loved doing it. It was brilliant. And at the same time, I was just always like learning, picking up like little tips and things like that from them.
Great, man. So tell us about Stray Sunshine. How did that come about? When did it start? What was the reason for that starting, and what's been happening with it?
Yeah, I think with Stray Sunshine, it got to a point where I was like playing in other bands, and I love doing it, but when you've got like, if you got an itch, you need to scratch it, don't you? And I had this like little bank of songs, and I was like, I want to do something with them. And it got to a point where it was like that voice was just getting louder and louder, like do something with them. And I'd got enough experience from other bands to know like how to put a band together, how to like what sound I wanted, how to get that sound from like potential like bandmates and things like that. So I just got a little practice room in Chester. I just like went in there with my cousin who plays bass, Jaden, and we just went through the songs like bit by bit. We went through them really slowly. It was just on an acoustic guitar to start with, so like we both got the feel for them. And then we got another guitarist, and like we did like kind of laid it, built it up really slowly. And then like I switched to an electric guitar, and then got a drummer in, so we did it full band. And yeah, I love that process of it from going, because it's just like it's watching like a child grow up.
Yeah, completely.
You know, like it was everything being so stripped back, and like, and everything that Jordan added to it on bass was absolutely spot on. So it was like the songs were becoming something else, but it was good in that environment. It's like a really good environment for it to grow.
And so you started to hear everything that you put down yourself now become live, and also have other people's flavors into it. How did you kind of start seeing the future then? Was it like, we've got to take this somewhere, like we've got to be out gigging? Did you start going out doing events and shows at this point?
Yeah, as soon as it was ready, as soon as it felt right with the band, and it didn't take long, to be honest. As soon as it felt right, we're just like, right, let's get some gigs, let's get out there, because we felt really comfortable. We felt like the songs were good enough in it, but you never know unless you're playing in front of a crowd, do you? Like, you don't know truly what they like. So it's like, we need to get out there, see what they like. We had like 6 or 7 songs, and in the back of my mind I was thinking like maybe 3 or 4 are really good, not sure about the others. I just want to see what they're all like. So we just started getting a few gigs, like supporting bands around Manchester and stuff like that. And it was a really exciting time. It's really fun.
Amazing, man. What's been the highlight of your journey so far?
Oh, I don't know. I've had a few, to be honest. I've had a few really good gigs. We had one supporting a band called the K's, who are getting quite big now, in a place called Glossop. And that was brilliant, because they brought a crowd already. So I think we were first on supporting, but like at the start of our set, like the room was just like, it's probably about 40 people in, and by the end of it, it was full, but everyone was staying in. So like I kept saying in between songs to Jordan, I was like, we're doing all right here. Do you know what I mean? Like we were retaining people, and like they were getting really into it, and it's brilliant. And that's probably the best one we've done as a full band. And a couple of weeks ago, we supported a band called Reverend and the Makers, who are quite big in England as well, on their acoustic tour. And that was absolutely brilliant. It's just, as our first gig for 4 years. And
really?
Yeah.
What happened with the whole COVID thing for you guys then?
Yeah, so we're building up quite a lot of momentum, doing really well, and COVID happened, and I don't know, everyone just went into their own like little world, didn't they, with it? So like I was still, yeah, it was mad. I was still writing constantly and like making songs, but it was you couldn't get there in a room, you couldn't get the energy then. If 2 of the band members left, so it was just a case of, right, we just need to kind of start again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was at that point, I was thinking like everything's just a bit crazy at the minute. So that's why I started just like putting them out on Spotify to start with, to see how they'd go down, see what people listening would think of them. And then with the reception they got, I was like, right, we need to get back out there again. So it's only like really the last month and a half we've been doing it. So we've had some practices, and then we did this support slot, and it went really well. We'd like,
the original band members, or do you have new people join now?
No, we've got Steve on guitar now. Played in a few bands. Steve Ackley's absolute brilliant guitarist, really good bloke as well. And just one of those people that like you just want on stage with you, or you want to be in a band with. Like he's great. He's not moody. He's brilliant. And we had a drummer in called Asa, who I've played in other bands with, but I'm not too sure like what he's like commitment wise, because I know he's really busy. So we just keeping our options open with that. But as soon as we've got that solid 4th member, like we
You're on
great
it.
again. Good to go.
Out again. Fantastic. I know COVID was a very interesting time because you really had to start looking around at how you can still exercise your inner passions and creativity, right? But I think as well, for some people, it was absolutely like creatively brilliant because you really did have to step out your comfort zone and start doing things, you know, like, oh shit, I've got to get this up online now. You know, it was a good time also to kind of do the paperwork, the business side of things, like got to get followers, got to get it out there, got to find people to like me, you know. So I think for some people it was really advantageous, those who worked it well enough.
Yeah, I think for artists or people who are creative, I think it was. I don't want to say it was brilliant because obviously it was a really tough time.
No, I mean, it was an opportunity.
Of course. Yeah, to have, it was just like unlimited time just to focus on what you wanted to put your energy into, whatever it was. And it was great. You like, I learned, I'm sure like with everyone, like you learn a lot about yourself when you're in those positions. And then it brought on like a new meaning of life. Like when I got to see like my family for the first time in months and things like that, it's like you're going through all new emotions that you've never had to, but with that comes a totally different bank of creativity that you didn't think.
Absolutely. A whole new library of songs coming out, right? Different emotions you've had to face. I was on my own in the middle of a jungle in Mexico with no one, just my animals, and like, shit, like, what am I going to do? I can't even speak good Spanish, so I can't even yell down the road at someone on the corner. So I'm like, right, I've got to start a chat show because I just need to talk. Hence, the Jaden show was created.
But do you know what? That's like so many brilliant things will have spawned from that, and it's like if that hadn't have all happened, you wouldn't have been in that position.
No, absolutely.
To have done that, and like it's great, and I think a lot of people will have found new passions and found the way, or like
if they worked it well. If they worked,
of course. I know there's.
I remember coming out of it. I think we came out of it a bit quicker here in Mexico than you guys did in England. I think we were in isolation almost for like 9 months or something. It was quite a long time, but I think by that October, November, it was starting. So you still had to wear like face masks in public and, you know, one by one in a supermarket, but you could kind of start doing small things, small gatherings again. And I just remember saying, actually, I'm not like the biggest people person anyway. Like put me in the studio, put me with a few people in the studio, making music, or give me Netflix and I'm cool. And I was like, I didn't actually notice that different about COVID. Apart from this time, I could say I didn't want to go around for dinner and not be rude.
Yeah.
No, I can't. Sorry, isolation. And yes, I've got a go on Netflix tonight and a Chinese. I'm so excited.
I wish we still had that option sometimes. Oh yeah, I can't come out of isolation.
Like maybe a little flip back. Yeah. So what are you doing at the moment?
Just finished 2 new songs that are going to be coming out this Friday. The A side is called Holiday and the B side is called Late Trains. And been recording them for the last couple of months and really, really excited to put them out. Put a lot into it, put a lot of time into it, and it's just felt great doing it. It's felt really right, felt really comfortable doing everything with it. And really excited to get out there.
We've just heard your song, and your song was Your Flow.
Yes.
Before this chit chat, how did that come about? Is it old song, new song? What was the?
That's a new song. Yeah, that's a new one. Originally, I thought when I was going to start putting songs out, I wanted to put like, I don't want to say the big hitters, but the ones that went down well when I was playing live. But I thought I want to just get used to getting songs out there, get people hearing things. And to be honest, it's probably a bit different to the rest of the songs. And I've made it just as a demo, just like getting used to like making songs and stuff like that. And I thought it sounded all right. And I played it to a few people and they were saying, "Oh, you need to put that out."
Yeah, I really liked it.
And I was like, I weren't too sure, to be honest, at the time. And I was like, I've got nothing to lose because we've got no followers, we've got nothing. So I thought it's something to put out. So just see how it goes. And it went down really well, which I'm really grateful for. And if it had gone down like a lead balloon, I'd have struggled to release anything else. But at the time, I didn't think
no one else would have known, so it would have been cool.
Yeah. I could have just deleted it. No one would have noticed, would they?
I've got to stage after 32 years thinking I actually really don't give a shit now. Like I'm doing it because I love it, and I, because I enjoy it, but I have zero expectations. So therefore, zero disappointments. So when something good happens and one person likes it, I'm like, right, I knew this was a good song. See,
That's how it should be, though.
Yeah.
That is how it should be. Because if you let other like opinions or what people are going to think or the interactions you get or the likes you'll get from something, like if you let that distort your process or your creativity, then it's not really you, is it? Like,
well, it does, and it's a very. I mean, I think a lot of insecure people are also drawn to the music industry. I think because as well we're very passionate and we're very creative and we're very, I don't know, in touch with who we are and our emotions anyway, because that makes you a good songwriter, right? When you can kind of really feel in something. So I think, and when you're putting down something that's very raw to you on a piece of paper and going, man, this is shit. Like, you're like, oh my God. But this is because of a situation that happened in 1984 and you don't know how mad, you know what I mean? It's like really personal and it's like a pure fucking attack on you. You pouring out your spirit. But I think it's I've been singing for 32 years and I've been writing for pretty much the same. And I've just been like, I don't really care. Like, I'm putting this out. It's almost like a therapy session with me, you know, and whoever is, you know, I don't play any instruments at the moment. So whoever kind of is with me writing, and we put it out there. If people like it, great. If it touches someone, beautiful. Like, that is the whole point for me, that one person can say, right, man, those lyrics, or, you know, it really reminds me of resonating with something that I had to go through. And if no one likes it, then I've done my hours therapy. It was cool. You know, really does.
And once you've got it out there, and like it's mad that once you've put something out there like that, and you listen back to it later, and it's like it don't feel like it was you, because you've moved on from whatever it was.
Absolutely,
but like at the time, it really helps to do it.
But that was kind of your exorcism, right?
Yeah. And then once you've moved away from it, it's just like it's like looking in like one of those house of mirrors, you know, where it's you, but it's not you at the same time. It's mad. It's a really weird feeling, isn't it, when you look back on it?
Yeah, no, completely. But how bloody lucky are we that we're able to do that?
I know it's something.
Well, especially if you look back at all the songs and you know the stories behind all those songs and think, God, thank God I got that out. There's people walking around that never had that opportunity of being able to release that shit that was in our songs for the last however many years.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Do you know, I think as well, though, I think that's why it's so important to teach things like art and music in school. You know, from a really young age, so people can have that outlet, because so many things, it's just like, I don't know, like when you're learning like foreign languages or like geography or history, they're all really important, but I'd put music and art as important as them.
As mathematics, well, definitely as algebra, because I've never used an a squared plus b squared equals c squared in my life.
No, I'd left long division when I was 9. I couldn't get it then. I won't get it now. I'll avoid that at all costs. Like,
the good thing is now you're actually allowed to use calculators.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we never had any benefit of any of that shit. Once I got fingers, I was lost. So I was pretty screwed then. But no, but it is more important to be in touch with that creative. Well, it depends kind of how you look at life, but I think also when you're able to express yourself creatively, you almost discover your own self-worth and your self-power, and that sometimes is a little bit more dangerous. When you're studying algebra, you're not really finding your own powerful self with that, to be fair.
No.
Remembering formulas and stuff, like, you know, remembering formulas and stuff. But I think when you start to get, you know, to know you, I think you become a little bit more powerful. So maybe that's why music and the arts aren't really that important, because maybe they scare the hierarchies a little.
Higher power.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, we've discovered it anyway, so that's all right.
Who's that?
This is Peanut.
Peanut.
Where is he? Ugh. This is Peanut, and he's a little needy sod, and he doesn't realise he's just become an internet sensation.
So I've had to shut mine all in the garden because they all come. Just literally, I've got 10 cats.
10?
10 cats and 11 dogs.
Right, can you name all 21 of them on the spot now? Go on.
Now? Okay, dogs. Yeah. Luna, Merlin, Freya, Carly, Wally, Socks, Foxy Face, Calcetin, Kikat, Taffy. I think that's all the 10 dogs. And cats, I've got Snow, Magic, Bomba, Minerva, Harry, Draco, Spirit, Pagan, Salem, Weasley.
Oh, fair play. Fair play. Is Weezy Ginger?
Yes, of
Of
course.
course he is. Of course he is.
My boy. And also, I've got 6 chickens and a turkey.
Have they got names?
Yeah,
Those that
Tallulah
lives in
the
him?
turkey. The chickens do kind of get me a little bit. So it's Princess Jasmine, Anastasia, Belinda, Penny, Myrtle, Belinda. Did I say Belinda twice?
Yeah. Have you got? Is it two called Belinda?
No, there's only one. Oh my god, man, they're so not going to lay for me now. I've mucked up their names. I might have to kind of revise that and come back to it. Pinky.
I was going to say just call two of them Belinda. It's fine. They
I just call them. I just
say,
send them on and say, "All right, ladies, what we doing this morning?"
Oh, bless you.
And all of them are rescues. So I mean, they're all like have stories, pretty gnarly stories, to be fair. So it's the reason why I'm sitting in Mexico, because when I probably could have left, I couldn't leave because I wouldn't leave this lot. So
fair play to you, mate.
Because they're my fam. And they're all quite normally. The reason why I do my interviews at this time of day is because it's the time when it's the most hot, and none of them are going to bark unless someone.
Sound.
So this is the whole plan. So we have to work around the fur family in order to get the Jaden show running. So have you got any others, or is Peanut your one and only?
I've got Sprout as well, who is
Sprout. That's the coolest name, man.
Dossing about it.
Oh, look at
Sprout. Yeah, he's living the dream.
He's very elegant, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just he's kind of a cross between Penguin and Jabba the Hutt. He's just he lives the dream. He eats Peanuts food and then he just wants more. But I fed them both just before I come on.
They're not too neat. So they're kind of more chilled at the moment.
Yeah, so I thought I'd be really safe. I thought Peanut will not bother me, but I think he wants. It's never enough for him.
Listen, animals are always welcome on this show. I'm the type of boy that you'll see me at a party. There's famous people, there's wonderful people, there's beautiful people, and I'm in the kitchen with the dogs and the cat sitting on the floor with me lemonade.
100%, mate. It's the way to be. It's the way to be.
So I'm like, if I ever get to a party in England, I'll be looking in the kitchen to see if I can see you around somewhere. Then
yeah, give us a shout. I'll mate. You can keep Sprout.
Really?
Give me a shout. I'll drop him off there. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Bring him out to Mexico when you visit, mate. He's quite love it, actually. A bit of nice weather, sandy beaches. So, what is the future hold for Stray Sunshne, and just for yourself as well? What are you doing? What are your plans for the future?
So currently, I'm just going to keep writing and putting everything out there. I've got another easily 6 or 7 songs. I want to try and get the majority of them out before the end of the year. I want to get out gigging with the band. We've had a few gig offers already, so it's just need to get a solid lineup, and then we're good to go. And I'm really excited with it. The people who've got in at the minute, they're just great people, and I love playing music with them. And like, you know, when you're like hanging around with people, and like it just makes it so much more enjoyable. And
absolutely, yeah. So I was in a pop band for many years, and I was with my best mates. So not only were they extremely fun for, some of the long, arduous hours sitting in the studio waiting for a performance or whatever, and the car journeys and bus journeys across the country to do a show, but also, they had your back as well. So when they recognise when you didn't know what line was coming up next because you'd done it 17 times that day.
Yeah.
They would play another round on the guitar, or they would start the music off for you. Like, oh man, thank you, mate. I would never have started that.
When it's like that, though, it's like telepathic, isn't it? And like, when you know each other inside out like that, it makes such a difference.
Absolutely,
it's great. It's great.
And as a solo artist, to be always in the studio on your own, always at the airport on your own, always waiting backstage on your own, always in the hotel, it's just like shit, man. So much more fun with mates.
Yeah. If it's the right people as well, it's
absolutely
it's brilliant. It's
absolutely brilliant. So, world tours, albums.
I was thinking about an album, but I'm not too sure at the minute. I don't know. I'm really intrigued with how albums are working at the minute. You see a lot of bands now. When any album that's coming out now, I don't know if you've noticed, the songs will have been dripped to you over the last 6 months. So when a new album comes out, you're only hearing 4 or 5 new songs. You know the whole thing already. So I think the album's becoming not a thing of the past, but I don't think it's that essential. I think if you put everything out at once, everyone will focus on you for a day and then it's on to the next. So I'd rather be just like dripping stuff out constantly. And if I'm doing that and gigging as well, like our name will be out there enough for people to give it a chance.
I think that's complete. I think what you're doing is completely spot on. I love your work. I think you're an incredibly talented man, and I'm so grateful.
Thank you very much.
Come on to my show. Where can people find you on social media?
We are on Twitter, which is @_Stray Sunshine. We're on Instagram, which is @Stray Sunshine Band, and we're on YouTube @Stray Sunshine Band as well. I'm a bit too old for try to play the game on Facebook, so we're not on there. But so if you do see anything of us on Facebook, it's a fake account. Not that we're big enough to have a fake account, but
you never know.
You never know, mate.
You never know. Someone had me.
If there is one and there's 6 chickens following us on there, I know you've made it.
I'm making it up. Yeah. Well, Pinky's going to help me. She's quite good at administration, I've got to be honest.
Mate, she can do a lot.
She's on it, mate. No, absolutely. Well, people at home, you need to be following Tom and his band, Stray Sunshine, everywhere you can possibly find him. Do you have a .com site?
No, nothing like that. Yeah, I'm not technically up to that yet.
Even needed anymore, is it?
I don't even know. I didn't do my algebra at school, so I don't know how any of this works, mate.
Have you succumbed to TikTok? No dance routines yet,
mate? I did make a TikTok. I've purposely not mentioned that though, but I did make a TikTok.
Yeah.
No dancing or anything. I just stick everything that I put anywhere else on there and stuff like that. But it's just
so Instagram, Twitter, YouTube,
and YouTube. Yeah, they're the main ones. And I feel like if I can. That's enough for me to be able to put like a bit of effort and energy into that. I think anything more than that, and it's just that your evening's gone in, and like I like to do absolutely nothing a lot of the time.
Yeah, no, sometimes you've got to recoup, mate. What about SoundCloud? Is that
No, we've not got. Do you know what? We have got a SoundCloud, but it's all like private demo. So if someone wants to join the band, I'll send them the link to it. I don't know actually what I've got on SoundCloud. You've just inspired me to update the SoundCloud because I think people might be able to get on that, but I don't know what the @ is for it. So
I'm sure they can just find you, right? If they put in Stray Sunshine or Stray Sunshine.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, give it a go.
So people at home, you need to go and follow Tom wherever he is. Look for Stray Sunshine. You will find him everywhere. So please go and follow. Show some love. Show some support. Make sure you get to his gigs if you're near where the gig is, and make sure you send him big time support on his future musical journey. Tom, you are a star bar, and thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thank you for having us, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure.
No, it's been wonderful, and let's touch base again in the future. And when more singles come out or gigs come out, we can always do a little semi-special and promote it.
100%, mate. Definitely up for that.
Before you go, I need to ask a question. I can speak a little bit of Spanish. English is a bit ropey, but I'm kind of on it. Little bit of German, little bit of Tagalog, little bit of Thai. No idea how to pronounce your French-sounding song that we're going to show at the end of the... So how does it sound? Gare du Nord.
Gare du Nord, yeah. Gare du Nord.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's
mate, I'm like super bilingual.
Yeah, that's the name of the station. Oh, like the main station in Paris. Gare du Nord. And so I think that's like the North Station, I think.
Yeah. How would you tell us a little bit about that? What inspired that song?
That song is 10 years old, actually. I wrote that. I went to France and I was trying to go to Lyon, and my stop was in Paris, and I was going to get the last train from Paris to Lyon, and I was starving. So I left the station to get some food, and when I come back, the train had gone. I don't know if it had been cancelled. I don't know if I'd missed it. I probably missed it. So I was stuck in Paris, basically. I was stuck in Gare du Nord for the night, and I didn't know what to do. And this was before I had an iPhone and maps and anything like that, and like a smartphone. So I just literally had to just walk out the station, just try and find somewhere to stay for the night. And it was like it'd gone past midnight. It was ropey as hell. There was just all sorts of characters everywhere. And it was an absolute disaster, mate. It was a disaster. But I found somewhere, and then like I slept for about 5 hours and then just got up and just got out of there. But but do you know what? It's always those things that inspire you to be creative. And like, that was it. Like when I got back to England, I was just noodling. I was like thinking about everything that had gone on. I was like, do you know what? Like it just kind of happened, and I was like, brilliant. That's what it's about, though.
Well, we're going to end the show with that song as well. So once again, thank you so much for being on my show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's touch base again. And thank you so much.
Cheers, Jaden. Thank you very much, mate.
Take care, buddy. See you later. What an amazing guy. What a talented man. And I know you're already following him on his social media platforms and downloading his music on SoundCloud and Spotify. Thank you so much, Tom, for being part of the Jaden Show. Thank you to you lovely people at home for watching and for taking this 40 minutes out on a Sunday to join me and Tom so we can get to know you and you can get to know us a little bit better. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I hope that you follow me on my social media platforms as well. And I look forward to seeing you again next week on another wonderful edition of the Jaden Show with another spectacular guest. Please take good care of yourself. Stay wonderful, stay beautiful. I'm going to leave you with a little bit more of Stray Sunshne. This is called Gardenur. This is Stray Sunshne. I'm wishing you a happy new week. Take care. See you next week on the Jaden Show. Bye-bye.
A sharp light pierces through me.